Yes, and we're back. Roshfooco watches and things. Slightly different one today. Not going to do a watch review as normal, not as such, because it's coming towards the back end of the year now. We're at the end of November 2019. I thought it might be interesting just to make a video on the watches that I've worn most in this calendar year. I actually saw Ivan on Perth Watch do a video, a very similar video to this a few days ago. To shout out to Ivan at Perth Watch for the idea. I thought it would be quite nice just to review the main watches that I've worn this year and some interesting conclusions. So the first one, surprisingly, is it's a Chinese special. It's the Cadison C-1031. Wear this one for work quite often. Love the 39mm size. It's about my kind of area really, 38, 39 for something that I can wear for work. It's got sapphire glass. It's got actually a really pretty decent bracelet, really comfortable. No problems with the bracelet at all. It's got a Miyota movement in there, an 8000 series, so not brilliant, but you know, it does the job, it works fine. One thing I don't like is the, you know, that bit of kind of faux bling that's on there, but it's not too recognisable, to be honest. And for when you're talking maybe $50, $60 picking up from Gear Best, I think I got this one from, then yeah, really nice watch. Wear it a lot for work. That's the first one. And just a quick look what it is on my wrist. It's 39mm, so fits a treat, and that bracelet is really comfortable. So Cadison C-1031. And the next one of my collection that has got a lot of time wearing in 2019 is the Man Hudson in midnight blue. This was a Kickstarter watch in 2017, I think, if my memory serves me right. It's not all good, but it's 38mm. It's got a elaborate grade ETA 2824-2. Oh, yeah, it says down there. So I'm trying to find it for you, down at the bottom there. So it's got a decent Swiss movement in there. That blue on the dial is, although it's kind of a flat blue, it doesn't have any sunbursts or anything to it, but it's just a fantastic colour. It's probably my favourite dial colour that I have in my collection. And I think perhaps the AR coating on the sapphire adds to that rich blue colour as well for the dial, so I really like that. Another thing I like, just the general looks and the styling of it. It's got that kind of vintage Submariner styling to it. It's got that lovely box dome sapphire, and it's got that thin aluminium bezel, which I think really works well. Enjoy wearing it, really good, but like I say, it's not all good. The bracelet is a bit, you know, you're not going to write home about it. The loom is crap. I mean, it's next to useless. The bezel action is, that's me trying as well. Oh, the bezel's terrible. Goodness me, the bezel's terrible. And it's got worse as well over the time that I've had it, the couple of years that I've had it, or whatever it's been, 18 months or something. The crown action as well is a bit gritty and not very nice. Like I say, it was a Kickstarter watch, so you know, companies they don't try and hide the fact, but you are on Kickstarter kind of doing the company's research and development for them. They're bringing the watch out early. To be honest, they haven't kind of gone through problem solving, troubleshooting of their product. They let people buy it, and then they use the feedback to improve the product. I suppose the hook is that on Kickstarter you're getting it for a cheaper price, but in the case of the Man Husband, I don't think it is any. It was any more expensive since it's been kind of on regular sale through the main website. In fact, it is November 2019. They've just re-released this watch at the beginning of November 2019. I think they have a different movement in it now. It doesn't have an ETA in it anymore. And from all reports, they have sorted out the loom. They've sorted out some of the issues with the crown and the bezel. So, all power to you. It's a fantastic looking watch. I wouldn't change it, but I do love wearing it. It's the watch that I wear most for work, to be honest, and it looks great. But this Kickstarter model does have a problem or two. And there it is on my wrist, 7-inch wrist, 38mm. It's about perfect, really. Okay, next one of Roshfooco's 2019 usual wearers. It is, of course, the Seiko Samurai SRPB 53. This is a J version, made in Japan version. You've got to have a Seiko diver, haven't you? I have a few of them. This is probably one that I wear the most. It's just that unique styling. It's just got something a bit special, really. Those kind of sliced off lugs, which means that it's quite hefty diameter, but lug to lug is still pretty squat. So even though it is a 44, I think, across, you can still wear it on a relatively slender wrist. The dial as well is interesting. It's got a kind of waffly Clou de Paris style. Not sure if I can pick it up there. But the dial's pretty interesting, and of course it's a Seiko, so it's got pretty rare loom on it, which is great. Negatives for this one, although I do wear it a lot. Obviously it's not a work watch, it's a kind of leisure time watch. The strap, it comes on a rubber strap, which is okay, not really my biggest or my favourite strap to wear, so most of the year I've been wearing it on this one, this kind of isofrane style rubber strap, which is actually from Phoebus. And recently I put it on this bracelet, which is I think this is a watch gecko, gecko to a watch gecko one. I mean, it's decent standard, it's pretty cheap. I got it last year. It's pretty affordable, really, but it looks pretty good. But I don't think I'm doing the Samurai justice by not having fitted end links there. So I suppose the inner dialogue I'm having with myself is, am I going to pay $100 for a strap code or a Uncle Seiko that's got fitted end links to really marry into that Samurai case? In the case of the Uncle Seiko, they do look good, but hollow end links. Anyway, that's another story. So this is probably my main out of work wearer, Seiko Samurai SRPB 53. And here it is on my 7-inch wrist. Looks good. Good profile. Certainly a bit of a chunk of a watch, but does the job, and loom's pretty outrageous. In fact, speaking of loom, let's just have a little blast. Yeah, can't argue with that, can you? Okay, next up, I've got to be honest, it's probably my favourite watch in the collection. It is, of course, the Helm Kuraburi, and it's an absolute tank. The build quality is second to none. I mean, at the price point, I can't remember how much I paid for it, $300 or something. But the engineering, the build quality, the materials, second to none really at the price point. I love the 10 o'clock crown. I like the fact that it weighs a ton. I like the fact that inside it's got an NH38, because this is there's no date here. Helm took the time to choose the no date version of the NH movements, which again, I appreciate that. That's a nice little nod to the customer, which I like. The bracelet is an absolute marvel, really. Chunky, beefy, never going to let you down screw links. And the loom is, well, we'll check it out in a minute. The loom's to touch. Negative, and if you had a look at my review much earlier in the year, I did mention about this, and it's the clasp. And in my initial review, I said, well, you know, it is what it is. Just be aware of it when you buy it, that, or if you do buy it, that the clasp is really quite big and chunky. Now, the more I've worn the watch this year, the more I think that if I had the choice, I think I would probably take a smaller clasp, one that doesn't have the dive extension, and something that just wears a little thinner on the wrist. But it's the Helm Kuraburi, and it is up there as my 2019 most worn watch. And here it is atop my wrist. Just not messing around, were they, when they were designing and building this one? Huge crown, big thick links in the bracelet, big chunky watch, a lovely bit of dome sapphire there, and some pretty special loom. Let's take a look at it. There it is. Loom bezel insert. Big fat hands and markers that are going to keep that loom charged for hours and hours. Helm Kuraburi. And the watch, if you can call it that I've worn the most this year, and it did surprise me when I actually sat down and thought about it, is unbelievable. It is my Xiaomi Amazfit Pace, ostensibly a kind of fitness watch, exercise tracking watch. Probably pick it up for around $80 to $100 these days. Has lots of different functions and features. These days I don't actually wear it for exercising. I'm more likely to wear my TomTom, which is a lot more water resistant than this one, and this one links to my Runkeeper as well. So that's the one I usually wear when I'm running or swimming. This one, I'll wear it around the house, I wear it at night. It's really light. It's got a nice supple strap. It's got all sorts of functions which we're not going to go through now because I can't be bothered. But it's got a sleep tracker as well, which I use. Yeah, would you believe it? Kind of waxing lyrical about movements and watchmaking craft, and the thing that I wear most is a smartwatch. I have to check myself for 2020, I reckon. Okay, before we go, honourable mention to the Phoebus Reefmaster PY016C. I think this is a cracking watch for $230. I think this weekend, actually, this Black Friday nonsense, I think there's even a discount code on this as well, which takes it down to just over $200. You can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. 300 meters water resistant. Sandwich dial. Sapphire crystal. Lovely bezel action on a loomed ceramic bezel insert. And just a really nice cohesive design. Again, check out the full review if you want to see more about the Reefmaster, but it's just a cracker. But again, just a bit like the Samurai really, strap problems. It comes with a rubber and a leather. Obviously you saw the rubber strap earlier, the one that I've been wearing on my Samurai quite a lot. Comes with a leather strap as well, which, you know, a leather strap on a diver, not really my kind of thing. I think the first Phoebus watch that didn't come on a bracelet, and for me, you know, I like wearing bracelets. It's left me not really being able to find a strap that works so well. Now this is a really, really nice canvas strap. It's a helm strap and it wears well, but I'm not sure it goes as well as I'd like to. So again, I'm going to have to rethink strap options for this, but honourable mention because I do wear this one quite often as well. So there it is, 2019 most worn watches in the collection. Don't know what I'm going to do 2020. I think I'm going to have to pare down this collection, wear the ones that I wear. The ones that I don't wear, I might have to show them the door. Not really like me because I'm not much of a flipper of watches, but we'll see what happens in 2020. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. I wonder if your regularly worn watches are the same. Do you wear ones for work? Do you wear ones outside of work? Have you succumbed to the smartwatch? Anyway, this is roshfooco, watches and things. And I'm out.